Council. And this is an election that's really a choice between whether or not we'll have 4 more years of total failure. This has been the worst 4 years I've ever seen. Gross incompetence, but total failure, disaster under Kamala Harris. Nobody knows I say all the time, if you say Harris, nobody knows who the heck we're talking about, right? Harris. And this is what we have, or whether we'll begin the 4 greatest years in the history of our country. And we're starting a little bit from behind because we've been set back. We've been set back badly in every single way with inflation. I mean, the costs are way too high. And inflation's still higher than it's supposed to be with all that they've done to try and get it down. But they use the number, Mike, 20%, but it's probably 40 or 50% if you really look. Look, interest rates with us were 2%, and now they're 10%, and you can't get the money. They don't include interest rates. That's a big deal if you're buying a house or anything else. And so many other things they don't include, just like they don't include in their crime statistics the places that have the worst crime. We had that during the debate where David Muir of ABC said, no, I said, crime is through the roof. He said, no, sir, it's down. Crime is down. The next day they release it. I said, it's up 45%. And it's up. We have tremendous migrant crime. If you look at just that, it's been a disaster, a very dangerous crime. It's terrible what's happened at our border, what they've done to our country. At the border, Mike, I think it's interesting to say because every poll has inflation and the economy is the number one thing. And third is the border. I don't think it's that. I think inflation's horrible. It's destroying people. It's a country buster. But I don't think it's inflation. I don't think it's the economy. I think the number one thing is the border, that millions of people are being sent into our country. It was announced last week, you saw that, by the Border Patrol, which, by the way, endorsed me. They endorsed me so nicely. They've endorsed me every year, even though they're not supposed to. I think they're not supposed to, and they said we have to do what we have to do. But we had the best border ever in the history of our country, and now we have the worst border in the history of the world. This is the worst border. There's never been a border like this. They have open border. Anybody can come in. When I heard they were going to do that, we built 571 miles of wall. We had another 200 miles, far more than I said I was going to build. We had another 200 miles that was going to could have been put up in 3 weeks. It was all there, laying there, waiting to be lifted. Could have been put up in 3 to 4 weeks. And they said, we don't want to do it. And I said, wow, that's strange. If they don't want to do it, that means they must really want open borders. But I can't imagine wanting open borders. Who would want open borders? But they want open borders. Who would want men playing in women's sports? They want it. Who would want transgender operations for almost everybody in the world? They want them. This is a sick group of people, I'm telling you. And there's a great evilness. We want to come together as a country, but there's a lot of evil there.